North Korean leader Kim Jong Un has kicked off 2024 with a dire warning to the U.S.
Kim Jong Un is reminding us all that he's still a major threat.
North Korean leader Kim Jong Un ended 2023 with a list of new threats.
Behind the Iron Curtain of North Korea lies a man whose name echoes through the corridors of power, yet whose face remains veiled in mystery. As the supreme leader of one of the world's most secretive regimes, Kim Jong Un commands attention on a global scale, yet his personal life and motivations remain largely unknown. Who is the man behind the title? What drives him to maintain his iron grip on his nation? And what does the future hold for North Korea and its leader? In a world veiled in secrecy, one figure stands as a symbol of intrigue and power. Kim Jong Un, the enigmatic leader of North Korea. Born in the early 1980s, Kim Jong Un entered the world as the youngest son of Kim Jong Il and his mother, Ko Young-hui. From his birthplace in Wonsan, North Korea, Kim Jong Un was destined for a life of privilege and power. Growing up, Kim Jong Un enjoyed a life shielded from the hardships faced by ordinary North Koreans. With access to elite education, both domestically and abroad, his upbringing was a far cry from the struggles of his people. But Kim Jong-un's childhood was not without its challenges. He lived in the shadow of his older brothers, Kim Jong-nam and little-known Kim Jong-chul. Yet it was Kim Jong-un who caught the eye of his father, Kim Jong-il, who saw him as the heir apparent and the one who would take after him. Under the watchful eye of his father and the influence of his mother, Ko Young-hui, Kim Jong-un began his grooming for leadership at an early age. Central to Kim Jong-un's education and his love for basketball was his military training. In North Korea, where the military holds immense power, such experience is essential for anyone aspiring to lead the nation. For in North Korea, military prowess isn't just a choice. It's the cornerstone of power. And for Kim Jong-un, it became the very essence of his leadership. Such training is not merely a choice, but an imperative for those who dare to ascend the echelons of leadership. And in the case of Kim Jong-un, it was a path paved with the echoes of his nation's history and the weight of its future.
더 억세게 펴려갈 불같은 결의에 충만되어 있습니다.
As the son of the supreme leader, Kim Jong-un's journey towards leadership began with a meticulous introduction to the inner workings of the North Korean regime. Accompanying his father on official visits and appearing alongside him at public events, Kim Jong-un gradually emerged from the shadows, his presence growing in visibility and stature within the regime. With each step, Kim Jong-un's prominence within the regime became more pronounced as his father groomed him for succession. But on the 17th of December 2011, the unthinkable happened. Kim Jong-il passed away.
깨어 있을 것이며 장군님의 성스러운 혁명 실력과 불멸의 혁명 업적은
Ri Chun-hee, a veteran news reporter, announced that Kim Jong-il had died on 17th December at around 8:30 after suffering a massive heart attack. The news about the passing of Kim Jong-il spread like wildfire. The sudden death of the dear leader sent shockwaves throughout the isolated nation of North Korea and the world beyond. North Korean state media did not report Kim Jong-il's death until 51 hours after it occurred, apparently due to political discussions that surrounded the official version of his legacy. On the day of the funeral, a limousine carried a giant portrait of Kim Jong-il. It was a sad day for North Koreans, with an outward display of mourning and grief. The state media portrayed Kim Jong-il as a revered leader and portrayed his passing as a significant loss for the nation. North Korean citizens were seen publicly mourning, with displays of tears and distress, both genuine and likely influenced by the state's propaganda machine. The regime orchestrated large-scale state funeral proceedings and memorial events to honor Kim Jong-il, further reinforcing the cult of personality surrounding the Kim dynasty. Additionally, failure to mourn or show appropriate respect during this period could have serious consequences in North Korea, given the strict control exerted by the regime over its citizens. Kim Jong-il's casket, draped by the Korean Workers' Party flag, was carried on top of another Lincoln Continental hearse, while Kim Jong-un and his uncle Jang Sung-taek were immediately behind. The procession returned to Kumsusan Palace, where Kim Jong-un stood flanked by the top party and military officials who are expected to be his inner circle of advisors, as rifles fired 21 times, then saluted again as goose-stepping soldiers carrying flags and rifles marched by the palace square. Reportedly, his body was placed in the Kumsusan Palace of the Sun in Pyongyang, where it underwent an embalming process similar to that used for his father, Kim Il-sung, the founder of North Korea. The embalmed body of Kim Jong-il remains on display in a mausoleum, allowing North Koreans to pay their respects to the deceased leader. Following Kim Jong-il's passing, a meticulously orchestrated process unfolded, with Kim Jong-un assuming leadership positions across the Workers' Party, the military, and the government. With a firm hand, Kim Jong-un seized control, maintaining an iron grip over North Korea and ruling with unyielding authority. Thus, in the isolated realm of North Korea, a new leader emerged, wielding power with an unwavering determination, as the world watched with a mix of curiosity and apprehension. His reign is marked by a cult of personality, extravagant displays of power, and widespread human rights abuses. As a result, tens of thousands of North Koreans have fled to South Korea, seeking refuge from the oppressive regime of Kim Jong-un and seeking a better life. These individuals are often referred to as defectors. The exact number of North Korean defectors is difficult to determine due to the secretive nature of North Korea and the challenges involved in escaping the country. Defectors often face numerous challenges and risks during their escape, including crossing heavily guarded borders, navigating through China, and avoiding detection by authorities. Once in South Korea, defectors undergo a resettlement process to adjust to their new lives, which includes education, job training, and psychological support. Despite the risks and difficulties involved, many North Koreans continue to flee to South Korea in search of freedom and opportunity.
permanent stain which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear.
Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself and for his regime. The United States has great strength and patience, but if it is forced to defend itself or its allies, we will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea.
Kim Jong Un has become synonymous with defiance and nuclear brinkmanship. His pursuit of nuclear weapons has propelled North Korea onto the world stage, sparking international condemnation and fears of nuclear conflict. Yet, despite mounting pressure and sanctions from the international community, Kim Jong Un remains unwavering in his quest for nuclear capabilities. With each missile test and military display, Kim Jong Un sends a clear message to the world: North Korea will not back down. But what drives this leader to pursue such a dangerous path? As the people of North Korea endure economic hardship and isolation, the pursuit of nuclear weapons remains a top priority for Kim Jong Un's regime.
시험 발사에 성공하고 있는 고체 ICBM이다라는 걸 다시 한 번 더 강조하기 위해서.
But at what cost? As tensions continue to escalate, the world watches with bated breath, hoping for a peaceful resolution to the North Korean nuclear crisis. But with Kim Jong Un at the helm, the future remains uncertain. But who is the man behind the propaganda? As the world looks on, holding its breath, Kim Jong Un defies expectations and confounds analysts with each calculated move. Behind closed doors, his legacy unfolds, leaving an indelible mark on the Korean peninsula and beyond. His actions ripple across the global stage, shaping the course of history and leaving a lasting impact on nations far and wide. Yet the man behind the curtain remains a mystery, his true intentions known only to him and those closest to him. As people try to understand Kim Jong Un, one thing is clear: his impact on global relations will last a long time, shaping how countries interact. In the world of politics, Kim Jong Un stands out as a big figure. His public image is carefully made to hide what he really thinks and wants. North Korea's path to progress stretches far into the horizon. Yet with Kim Jong Un as its guiding force, the journey promises to be challenging, captivating, and bound to be memorable. Admired by some, feared by many, Kim Jong Un remains the enigmatic force driving North Korea forward and making a lasting impact on the nation's future. Kim Jong Un, the enigmatic leader of North Korea,